And so it begins, with the fans starting to file into Aloha Stadium, with RWB for the first time ever taking a trip to Honolulu, Hawaii. It is the beginning of an end of an era here in RWB at Wrestlemania 24. My name is Ryan Cameron. Here at Commentary, I'll be at Commentary all night long to witness this spectacular event along with you guys here at Wrestlemania. I am so excited to be here. It is only night one of 2 nights of absolutely amazing action that we are set to see. And we're here to talk about it, break it down, and even see some action here as part of the Wrestlemania Night 1 kickoff show. But first, against tonight's action, as first World Heavyweight Championship action. It'll be Tyson Matthews defending against 2022 Royal Rumble winner Leon Matoda. Also, Slug and Sparks, Butter Slug and Jaden Sparks challenge Chris Daniels and Sean Rush for the RWB Tag Team Championship in a blockbuster tag team match. Also, AJ Andrews and Joseph Chaos, aka Havoc, finally get their hands on one another in an unsanctioned match. A huge fatal 4-way for the Women's Undisputed Championship as Vixen Knight takes on Vixen Odelia, Women's Undisputed Champion Victoria, and Angel Adams. And also in tonight's main event for night 1, Brian Hunter and Henry Storm match we've been waiting to see since December at Holiday Havoc, and it goes down in a street fight. And how could we forget the action that'll take place on today's kickoff show as Brandon Ace will take on the Nightmare Mac. And also Allison and Tessa team up to take on the former women's champion, 2-time women's champion Jessica Jade, and the former masculine women's champion Casey Storm. Also, that is not it. We have action on night 2 as Bishop, this year's Elimination Chamber match winner, challenges RWB champion Eric Cassidy. Also, long-time women's champion, a woman who's absolutely taken control of the division, Heather Ray, defends against former women's tag team champion Jade. A title-for-title match for the inaugural television championship. And a ladder match is up for grabs as Jason Ramirez takes on Darius Ford. And the returning Sheik goes one-on-one with Caleb Barnes in an ambulance match. The time for Mind Games is over, and it's time for the first ever ambulance match. These two make history in tonight's main event. It is a crucifixion match, and these two close the book on the chapter as Ryan Legacy takes on Elijah Morgan one more time. All tonight on WrestleMania Night 1. The first match I really want to get into heading into tonight is our World Heavyweight Championship match. It is two guys that last year's WrestleMania were an afterthought. It is Leon Matoda and Tyson Matthews, two guys, that really no one really believed in, no one really saw. Outside, of the mid card, and these are two guys that have been very underrated in RWB for a while, always have been, even in other promotions. But with Leon Matoda and Tyson Matthews, you don't know what you're gonna get with this match, except it's going to be an absolute banger. These two fight with everything they have, and you can expect to see that here tonight. And I want to remind you, it was just last year Tyson Matthews was getting pinned by Caleb Barnes in a triple threat international championship match between him, Caleb Barnes, and Eric Cassidy, and Leon Matoda was pinned by the Nightmare Mac, and it was both their very first WrestleMania. They've never competed in an environment like this before, at least in RWB. Leon Matoda, he's been a guy that he's traveled around the world. He's visited more packed houses than this, for sure. But could that be a disadvantage for Tyson Matthews tonight? Tyson Matthews is, he's inexperienced compared to Leon Matoda. Leon Matoda is a crafty veteran, and that's exactly why he's here tonight. That's exactly why he won the Royal Rumble. And no matter how he won it, Leon Matoda, he's proven to be one of the best we have in this company. And with Matoda, what else can you say? You know what you're getting when he steps in the ring. With Matoda, he's a former international champion, first ever 2-time international champion, and losing that title at the hands of Tyson Matthews. This is a rivalry that's absolutely been heated up. But Matoda, if he wasn't fired up before, to have this championship opportunity tonight, do you think Tyson Matthews may have added fuel to the fire? by costing Leon Matoda his international championship back at Rush Hour. And I mean, guaranteed there's nothing, and I mean nothing, that Leon Matoda would like more than to crush Tyson Matthews' WrestleMania dreams once again. Tyson Matthews, I mean, he's a guy that's accomplished a lot here in RWE in a short time here, but if there is one thing that he has not done, it is have his WrestleMania moment. Both of these men are actually 0-1 at WrestleMania, as I just mentioned, but who will crumble under the pressure of the WrestleMania spotlight? I mean, only one man can walk out the World Heavyweight Champion. Leon Matoda has never held a World Championship here in RWE. Tyson Matthews, of course, winning the World Heavyweight Championship from AJ Andrews after a successful cash-in back at the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And what a moment that was for him, probably the highlight of his career here in RWE at least. Also, he's a former tag team champion, so he has that under his belt. But, I mean, again, these are two guys that you would not expect to be fighting at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight Championship. And I mean, these two have come a long way in this company, and I mean, they've proven to be the future. And I mean, Leon Matoda, I mean, we know it's at stake for him. I mean, if he can't win this match, I mean, hell, if Tyson Matthews can't win this match, what does that do for the narrative that Tyson Matthews can't win the big one? I mean, we saw him win at SummerSlam. We saw him win at Survivor Series. I mean, we saw him with that big win at Cash Out that arguably changed the landscape of RWE forever, at least heading into WrestleMania here. I mean, with the narrative that Tyson Matthews can't win the big one, which I personally disagree with. I believe he has everything he needs to walk out of WrestleMania here tonight as the World Heavyweight Champion. However, he's against a very tough opponent, probably his toughest opponent yet, and Leon Matoda. Will he find Leon Matoda to be his kryptonite, or will Tyson Matthews find a way to walk out of Hawaii as the World Heavyweight Champion? We find out tonight on WrestleMania Night 1. And here's Caleb Barnes making his first appearance since RWE Rush Hour a few weeks ago. If there's one thing I know about myself, there's no one harder on me than myself. And I know I've come short a few times along the road to WrestleMania, but what happened at Rush Hour, I'm not going to let slide. What happened at Rush Hour, I'm not just going to let by me. So whoever that was that cost me the chance to beat Bishop and go on to WrestleMania to face Eric Cassidy and win what's rightfully mine, the RWE Championship, I dare you to come out. In fact, I dare you to step into that ring with me, with Mr. WrestleMania at WrestleMania. If we're ending an era, we're doing it the right way. If we're ending an era, we are sure as hell not ending it without Caleb Barnes, the man that made this era of RWE what it is. At WrestleMania, I'm coming for revenge. I am not letting that slide. At WrestleMania, I should be the one facing Eric Cassidy for the RWE Championship, but I'm not. So whoever that was that attacked me at Rush Hour and cost me the biggest opportunity in my career, come out right now. As the WrestleMania 24 kickoff show continues here on a WrestleMania Saturday on day 1, we're going to take it back to 2 weeks ago in a huge 6-man tag team match that happened on RWE between Henry Storm, Slug and Sparks, Brian Hunter, and Russian Blessed. This match is underway as Brian Hunter and Henry Storm going at it right off the bat. Chris Daniels and Jaden Sparks and Sean Rush and Butterslug going at it just like last week. Jaden Sparks with a sling blade there. Brian Hunter with the elbows to Henry Storm. I mean, these two have been waiting forever to go at it here. Brian Hunter accidentally struck the ref there. But these two finally getting to get their hands on each other just like last week. They have been waiting forever for this. They've been waiting 3 months for this. But at WrestleMania, they can do anything. It is a street fight. In the main event of WrestleMania Saturday. Oh! And Brian Hunter with a kick to Chris Daniels by accident. Or some sort of knee. As Henry Storm moved out the way. Hunter said, move out the way. I want this guy for myself. And these two are going to be fighting all over Honolulu if they can even wait that long. If both of them even make it to Honolulu at this point. And Hunter, look at the strength with a back suplex to Butter Slug. Daniels on Jaden Sparks, cover here, 1 and a kick out. It's not even about momentum at this point. It's about getting their hands on each other once and for all. And that's all these guys ever even really wanted. These guys are just sick and tired of each other. It's pure chaos in the ring here. Shoulders down, 1, 2, and broken up by Henry Storm. And Hunter goes down, Samoan drop, courtesy of Brian Hunter. And down goes Sean Rush. And submission hold applied here on one of the tag team champions and broken up by Chris Daniels. Daniels, big knee there to Jaden Sparks. Shoulders down to the leg. Hunter, submission applied on Henry Storm. There's nothing more Brian Hunter would like to make Henry Storm tap out ahead of WrestleMania, or to pin Henry Storm ahead of WrestleMania. And Sean Rush with a twist of fate to Jaden Sparks. Brian Hunter and Russian Blessed are dominating this matchup at the moment. Jaden Sparks, Hurricane Rana. Shoulders down, 1, the kick out by 1 by Brian Hunter. Okay, someone's gonna know how to move. Shoulders down, 1, 2, and a kick out again by Hunter. A whole lot of chaos. Hard to tell who's in control of this matchup for sure, but Brian Hunter with a reversal, Henry Storm with a reversal, Sean Rush. Looked like he was setting up Jaden Sparks there for something. As Russian Blessed, all 3 in the ring, along with Brian Hunter. 3-on-1 attack at this point on Henry Storm. Sean Rush now has him right where he wants him. Down he goes! Butter Slug coming to the rescue and breaks up the pin. Brian Hunter didn't even see him coming from behind there. And now here comes Jaden Sparks. Chris Daniels up on the top rope. Hunter Goes spear, no! Hunter moved out of the way. Headbutt to Storm, now submission hold applied. He has the ankle of Henry Storm. Butterslug doesn't even see what's going on. Will Storm tap out to Brian Hunter here? And it's the pride keeping Henry Storm in this matchup. He has too much pride to tap out to Brian Hunter. And there's a Samoan drop. Butterslug has Brian Hunter right where he wants him. There's a spear. And Henry Storm gonna do a dirty work. He's gonna go to pin on Brian Hunter. And Henry Storm pins Brian Hunter on RWE, winning his first match in over a year. The spear from Butterslug, and Henry Storm gets the pin on Brian Hunter. And imagine how good that felt for Henry Storm. But the job isn't finished. He still has to face him one more time in 14 days. Sorry, 7 days. Or 8 days, sorry. On WrestleMania Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us this week. We'll see you guys for the WrestleMania preview next Friday. And as promised, as the WrestleMania Kickoff show rolls on, we've got singles action up next here on the Kickoff show. It'll be Brandon Ace taking on a former Intercontinental Champion, the Nightmare Mac, and once again, that is next here on the WrestleMania 24 Day 1 WrestleMania Saturday Kickoff show. It is our first bit of action here at WrestleMania 24 on the Night 1 Kickoff show. And here comes Brandon Ace. A young talent looking to make a name for himself. And it starts here on the WrestleMania 24 Kickoff.
From Baltimore, Maryland, weighing in at 219 pounds, Brandon Ace.
What a night one it is going to be. Once again, our first bit of action here at WrestleMania, and this should be a good one as Brandon Ace taking on the Nightmare Mac. Here at Brandon Ace's first WrestleMania. This will be the Nightmare Mac's second. The Nightmare Mac does own the win at WrestleMania last year over this year's Royal Rumble winner, Leon Matilda. But boy, oh boy, is an end of an era, but we are gonna have some fun. Let's do it. Once again, my name here at commentary is Ryan Cameron. And I'll be calling the action for tonight, all night and tomorrow night here at the commentary desk. But here comes the Nightmare Mac here at his second WrestleMania.
What's that metronome I hear? Perhaps the end is drawing near.
And last year in Las Vegas, this man put on a show. And now he's looking for a second WrestleMania win here tonight.
And his opponent from Toledo, Ohio, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Nightmare Mac.
Way than to make a name for yourself, kickoff show or not, there's no better way to make a name for yourself than knocking off a former Intercontinental Champion here in RWE at WrestleMania. Tonight's show was brought to you by Crossface Pro. You'll hear that a lot tonight, but again, what a night it is going to be, and we finally get it all started. It has been a long wait here to get to the grandest stage of them all. But we are finally here, and we are finally about to get some action underway. The bell has rung, and our first match of WrestleMania is underway. There's a sling blade by Brandon Ace right off the bat. Brandon Ace in control of this matchup early against Mac. And it's, well, like I said, this will be a huge opportunity for Brandon Ace here, even if he does the kickoff show. I mean, set something maybe for the future. This guy could play a big part in the future of RWE as we step into a new era. It is anyone's game. Everyone will have an opportunity, and Brandon Ace is looking to cash in here tonight on the grandest stage of them all. Irish step into the corner. Mac gets the knees up, the knees to the back. And here's Brandon Ace with the strikes here. Trying to regain offense here in this matchup. Mac moves out the way. And Mac, I mean, did take that loss to Ryan Legacy a couple weeks ago on RWE, but what a match it was. He was caught off guard, but, I mean, oh, and there's a step up into Guri. But Mac, I mean, this is a guy, I mean, if you're Mac, this is a guy you can't take lightly. Brandon Ace is so talented. We've seen what he can do around the world in other promotions. But he's finally getting to showcase his talents here on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. This is what superstars fight for all year long, to get their WrestleMania moment. And Brandon Ace is going to get his first here tonight at the expense of the Nightmare Mac as he's taken down. And Mac has Brandon Ace right where he wants him, grounded here, and now with the strikes right to the face of Brandon Ace. And Brandon Ace, I mean, he's been in King of Ring tournaments, but I mean, this is a guy who hasn't really been who we haven't really seen on the card much. And I mean, to be on the WrestleMania kickoff show, like I said, kickoff show or not, doesn't matter. This is WrestleMania. Who you are, and I mean, Mac made a name for himself last year. Once again, like I said, knocking off this year's Royal Rumble winner Leon Matilda. But what a win this will be for Mac to maybe get back on track and maybe get his name back in that title picture. Like I said, former Intercontinental Champion here in this company. But ever since losing that title, I mean, oh, it's kind of been downhill from there for Mac. And I mean, he just hasn't really been, I mean, racking up wins consistently as he used to. As Mac, right from the top rope, the elbow right to the chest of Brandon Ace connects. And Brandon Ace with a strike. Fighting back in this matchup with the kicks right to the lower body of Mac. You can see the size advantage that Mac has, but Brandon Ace putting up a damn good fight here on the kickoff show. And now you can tell he's starting to feel it. He knows the environment he's in. He knows the atmosphere that he's in. And Brandon Ace, I mean, he's not showing a whole lot of, I mean, at WrestleMania, you know, you're gonna get nervous, especially if he's your first one here in RWE. I mean, the nerves show for a lot of rookies, but this guy, I mean, he looks pretty confident here tonight as he's setting up Mac in the corner here. Ace, what's this? And a running knee takes down the Nightmare Mac. Shoulders down, will it be enough? 1, 2, and Brandon Ace, no! The Nightmare Mac stays in, and it's a count of 2 and a near fall for Brandon Ace. Ace now looking to finish it off here. Setting up Mac, and there's a cutter! Shoulders down to get his WrestleMania moment, and Mac gets the shoulder up at 2.5. These guys just doing whatever it takes to get the win, even if it is on the kickoff show. This is where you make your name known in RWE and across the world. As Mac with a German suplex takes down Brandon Ace and a stomp to follow it up. Ace with a rake to the eyes of Mac. Sling blade. Doing whatever he can to stay on top in this matchup. Size advantage has not mattered for Mac thus far in this matchup. Ace of Mac. And Brandon Ace Oh! Right to the face of Mac. And now submission applied. Anaconda Vice applied on Mac. Will this be it? Brandon Ace has it locked in. Will Mac find a way to escape and just using what he can, using his knees and connecting right to the back of the head of Brandon Ace, but Brandon Ace caught him with a knee, caught him with a V-trigger, stunning Mac momentarily back up to his feet now, but Ace caught him, takes him down with a neck breaker. But Mac caught him with a kick right to the face. And Mac caught him with a clothesline right to the back of the neck. Stunning him and looking to finish this matchup off once and for all. For his second win at Wrestlemania. Torture rack. Brandon doesn't know where to go, but using his spare arm to fight his way out for Mac and fully get it locked in. Avoiding disaster, takes down Mac. Brandon Ace trying to figure out what to do. What does he have left in the tank? These two fighting with everything they've got to walk out of WrestleMania with a win. Ace now went for the strike. Mac was out of harm's way, and there's a Northern Light suplex. And now gonna bridge it. No. Going back over for a suplex. Takes down Brandon Ace. Mac starting to feel the adrenaline. The crowd is getting loud here in Aloha Stadium in Honolulu. Mac, super kick right to the face of Brandon Ace. Will it be enough? Ace with a reversal. With a strike, and there's another cutter. Will it be enough this time? 1, 2. Brandon Ace gets the win at WrestleMania 24. Hell of a fight, hell of a match. But Brandon Ace, at his first WrestleMania, gets the win over the former Intercontinental Champion, the Nightmare Mac. And the biggest win of his RWE career. And when the moment can't get any bigger, the pressure can't, Brandon Ace at his first WrestleMania gets the win as the kickoff show continues.
Yeah, so we gone, stop, we good, stop, chill, we on, chill, scale, let's go, Domingo, let's go, take, let's go, set, let's roll, straightening, yeah, straightening, yeah, don't not get strained but straightening, don't not get strained but straightening, don't not get strained but straightening, you don't get shit straight, you straight.
And what a way to get us started here at the grandest stage in all. Brandon Ace with a big win over former Intercontinental Champion, the Nightmare Mac. But up next, I want to speak on our main event here tonight on WrestleMania Saturday. Is Brian Hunter and Henry Storm in a street fight, and arguably the most highly anticipated match on the show. As we take a look back at this rivalry. Oh my God! And Brian Hunter, the boot outside the ring. Oh boy! Oh! Planting Henry Storm, and here comes number 1. Oh boy, and these two set it themselves They guaranteed each other that they will meet in the Royal Rumble match. You know, a few weeks ago, Brian Hunter declared for the Rumble, and Brian Hunter already flicking off Henry Storm off the bat, and Henry Storm immediately with a super kick to Brian Hunter and a German suplex. Brian Hunter once again going straight to Henry Storm. He's still going at it now. Brian Hunter and Henry Storm have barely taken their eyes off of each other. Rush and Henry Storm working together to eliminate Brian Hunter. Here comes the David Mike Super, and Henry Storm with the assist. And this is a guy who cannot wait until WrestleMania to get his hands on Brian Hunter. He's got some business to handle at WrestleMania. And speaking of Henry Storm spear! 1, 2, Sean Rush gets the win. And ladies and gentlemen, what a match this is going to be. This is an absolute brawl to the death. It is a street fight. Anything goes. These two can fight all over Honolulu, Hawaii if they wanted to. And that's what I believe is going to happen. These two are going to absolutely tear that house down. And this match is the main event for a reason. Now, I want to talk about how this came about. I mean, Brian Hunter had high praise for Henry Storm. I mean, during Holiday Havoc, I mean, he was on the commentary desk along with myself. This past December, and we were commenting Henry Storm's World Heavyweight Championship match with Tyson Matthews, and I mean, after Henry Storm came up short, Brian Hunter was, I mean, disappointed to say the least. And I mean, when we thought he was going into the ring to talk some sense into Henry Storm, or maybe even, I mean, cheer him up after losing his World Championship match, I mean, all he did was add fuel to the fire, and I mean, all he did was, I mean, just probably made the situation worse. And this is how he came. This is how he came to be. I mean, Brian Hunter. I mean, his claim is that he was only trying to help Henry Storm, and Henry Storm didn't take it too well. I mean, Brian Hunter, I mean, he just goes about things a different way, but he was just trying to help Henry Storm, and Henry Storm, I mean, he says lost his touch. And maybe we saw that. I mean, Henry Storm only just picked up his first win, or pinned Brian Hunter, and that was his first win since last year, last January actually, or last February, around there. And I mean, and maybe this has been in Henry Storm's mind too, but I mean, Brian Hunter could have been right. Henry Storm, I mean, we haven't seen World Champion Henry Storm. We haven't seen United States Champion Henry Storm, Tag Team Champion Henry Storm. I mean, the guy who's dang near a Grand Slam champion RW and hasn't even been in the company for 2 years. I mean, this isn't the face of RWE, Henry Storm, that we're seeing, and that's really what Brian Hunter is saying. But I mean, Brian Hunter believes that Henry Storm's days are numbered in this company. Henry Storm doesn't have time to be sitting around waiting for opportunities. Brian Hunter, I mean, claims he wants to make Henry Storm better. And, I mean, in doing so, I mean, he's done, I mean, nothing but make the situation worse. And, I mean, here we have a street fight. But, I mean, Brian Hunter, probably one of the more physical wrestlers, probably one of the best on the roster, along with Henry Storm, despite, I mean, Henry Storm not having much momentum as of late. But, I mean, Brian Hunter, I mean, he hasn't had a whole lot of momentum either. He only just came back, hasn't had a lot of matches since he's been back. He was actually at last year's WrestleMania, competing for the RWE Championship to kick off the show against Elijah Morgan, and came up short. And Henry Storm was actually in the main event of last year's WrestleMania against 2021 Royal Rumble winner AJ Andrews, and came up short as well. So, I mean, neither of these guys have a winner WrestleMania. And, I mean, these guys, I mean, as experienced as they are in wrestling, I mean, this is only their second WrestleMania, and performing in front of this big of a crowd. I mean, Henry Storm, he's done it other places. I mean, this is what he does. I mean, he's done this a lot. I mean, but as for Brian Hunter, I mean, he's kind of a young talent when you think about it. I mean, again, doesn't have a lot of experience. I mean, hasn't had a lot of matches since he's been back since December. I mean, other than the Royal Rumble match, maybe 2 other matches, but I mean, maybe Henry Storm has the upper hand experience-wise, and it's going to come down to experience. That's what it came down to last year. Elijah Morgan, I mean, there's not a lot of guys that have more experience at WrestleMania here in RWE than Elijah Morgan. Elijah Morgan won a World Championship in his first WrestleMania here, but I mean, this isn't about Elijah Morgan. He's competing tomorrow night. But this is about Brian Hunter and Henry Storm, and honestly, I don't think there's gonna be 2 men gonna be able to walk out on their own 2 feet of this stadium. That's how crazy that street fight is gonna be. These two have been waiting on waiting for this match since December, and as have we. But we got more action still to come here on the WrestleMania 24 Kickoff Show. It's a tag team match as Allison and Tessa take on Jessica Jade and Casey Storm. That's next on the Day 1 WrestleMania Saturday Kickoff Show. The action continues here on night 1 of the WrestleMania 24 Kickoff Show. And here comes Casey Storm. It all kicks off with women's tag team action as Casey Storm teams up with her best friend Jessica Jade as they take on Tessa and Allison. Casey Storm here at her second WrestleMania, of course, as part of last year's Kickoff Show.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Los Angeles, California, Casey Storm.
Well, last year's Kickoff Show Battle Royal, of course, coming up short, but still looking for her first WrestleMania winner, as is Jessica Jade. Tessa actually last year was in a women's championship match and actually won, and she was walking into WrestleMania as the women's champion. Looking for her second WrestleMania win, but Allison walking to her first WrestleMania overall here in RWE. So 4 women in search for a WrestleMania moment here on the Kickoff. We saw Brandon Ace get his in a win over the Nightmare Mac earlier on. There comes the former 2-time women's champion Jessica Jade, and I mean, with her, there's no pressure at all. I mean, last year, she did come up to WrestleMania and women's tag team championship match, but I mean, nonetheless, Jessica Jade, she's performed from the big crowd before. She knows how it is. And same with Casey Storm. She's been in these type of situations. She's a former women's champion in her own right. Last year she was masculine women's champion when that was a thing. And the two women are no strangers to the spotlight, and now there's Tessa. Allison, I guess you could say, she just can't let it get to her. Even though she's at her first WrestleMania, she's got to figure out a way to knock out 2 tough opponents in Jessica Jade and Casey Storm.
North Dakota, Jessica. Peligrosa.
And here comes the former women's champion, Tessa.
And their opponent, first, from St. Louis, Missouri, Dangerous Rose.
So Tessa, like I said, walking into her second WrestleMania. And Tessa, she feeds up the spotlight, so you can tell us, there's no nerves with her. However, it'll be a huge win for her, even if it's on the Kickoff Show, to knock off 2 former women's champions. And same with Allison. A lot of people forget, she did win that Women's Casino ladder match at, Holiday Havoc. She's still guaranteed a title match whenever she pleases. But here she is. And what a look this is. So Allison walking into her first WrestleMania in style. As the action is set to get underway, our last bit of action here on night 1. At least for the kickoff show here at WrestleMania. It's Allison going right after Casey Storm, and now Tessa and Jessica Jade going at it. And it was actually Tessa that beat Jessica Jade to win her first Women's Championship, and that's how she walked in WrestleMania as the Women's Champion last year. And Jessica Jade really hasn't been able to get back into the main title picture since, aside from Hall of Hardcore last to make against Heather Ray. But I mean, Jessica Jade, I mean, they have that bone to pick with Tessa, and those two made some unfinished business. But I mean, nonetheless, I mean, when it comes to chemistry, I mean, you know, Casey Storm and Jessica Jade have more of that. They've been teaming together for a while. They've been best friends for a while. And I mean, Casey Storm was a part of that Panic Room along with Jenna Serrano, who's now retired. I mean, it's gonna be a very tough. It's gonna be tough going for Allison and Tessa to win this match here tonight, but I mean, it's doable. Here on the grand stage, and Allison completely distracted. And oh, Tessa with a clothesline. Allison sends Casey Storm on the outside of the ring. And now up on the top rope here is Jessica Jade, and Tessa continue to go out. There's a jawbreaker there. Allison from the top, nobody home. Casey Storm back into the ring. Tessa telling Casey Storm to kiss her ass. And Storm with a drop kick takes down Tessa. And Storm now. Back suplex to Allison. And Jessica Jade stalking Tessa. These two have been going at this whole match. And oh, went for the super kick. Nobody home. Allison caught her in the back with a knee there. And Casey Storm with a reversal takes down Allison. And now up to the top rope goes Storm. Casey from the top. There's a knee. And now Tessa shoulders down Jessica Jade. 1, 2. Look at the blue fast one. Jessica Jade has shoulders down on Tessa. 2. Now Jessica Jade shoulders are down again and broken up there by Casey Storm. And Allison takes down Jessica Jade with a dropkick right to the ankles there. They're to go down, and Allison and Casey Storm in control here. Just pulling Jessica Jade, sending her across the ring there. And elbow right to the ankle of Tessa. And now Jessica Jade just slamming the head of Allison right into the turnbuckle there. And Storm has Tessa right in the corner. There's an Enziguri there by Allison. Oh! And down goes Tessa. And Allison sends Jessica Jade flying outside the ring. She's going to follow. There's a super kick to Tessa. Has her stunned momentarily. Will it be enough? 1, 2, and a kick out by Tessa. Jade went for the cutter. Allison able to reverse, but Jessica Jade caught with a Falcon Arrow anyways. Tessa with a jawbreaker to Casey Storm. And now what's this? Oh! Down goes Casey Storm! Jessica Jade not even paying attention, going to work on Allison here. There's Tessa with a forearm. And oh, there's a scoop slam, takes down Casey Rodriguez. Or Casey Storm, I should say. Jessica Jade working on the arm of Allison. Tessa with a Boston Crab applied on Casey Storm, but too close to the ropes there. It's a rope break. Allison, 8 defeat! And we've seen that finish out many opponents. Willing to the trick here against Jessica Jade. Not going to go for the pin. Getting caught in the WrestleMania atmosphere here. Getting a bit distracted. That's something you cannot let happen at your first WrestleMania. The inexperience playing a factor. Not going to go for the pin. Now Jessica Jade in control. And there's a spear by Tessa. Nobody home on a dropkick there. Jessica Jade going to take advantage. Shoulders down. 1. And broken up by Jessica Jade. In the right place at the right time. Jessica Jade now Uh-oh, what this? Submissions don't apply on Tessa. Will it be enough? Will Tessa tap out? On the WrestleMania Kickoff show, Jessica Jade in search for a WrestleMania moment, and Tessa has nowhere to go. And the Panic Room gets the win on the Kickoff show, WrestleMania.
If I'm not good enough for you, and I don't care if I don't.
Casey Rodriguez and Jessica Jade. Like I said, it's hard to beat that chemistry. And feeling no pressure at all. And the biggest spotlight of them all.
Your winners, Casey, Storm, and Jessica.
Is Jessica Jade and Casey Storm standing tall on the WrestleMania Kickoff show. And to kick it all off, here comes the boss, Ryan Legacy. To start us off here, back on the road to WrestleMania Live in Miami, Florida. And Ryan Legacy, the boos are so loud, he can't even get a word out. Now I'll admit that this past Saturday at the Royal Rumble, I came up a little bit short. But I can assure you that what happened between me and Bishop was nothing personal. Me and Bishop had an understanding that was every man for himself. And if we came across each other, we knew what the circumstances were. And wait just a minute. No way. It can't be. Ladies and gentlemen, the longest reigning RWE champion in history is back, and this man hasn't been seen since losing the RWE championship to Eric Cassidy at the biggest party of the summer last August. Elijah Morgan has returned to RWE, but the question is, what does he want with the boss Ryan Legacy? When this man's music hit, the roof was blown off of this place as Elijah Morgan and Ryan Legacy come face to face once again. And Legacy, he's gonna come out of here, but Elijah Morgan says you're not going anywhere. Elijah Morgan with a clean clutch locked in on Ryan Legacy. Ryan Legacy's got nowhere to go. Legacy's nowhere to go, he's tapping out. And Elijah Morgan may have just knocked out the boss. What a way to kick off the return of RWE. Elijah Morgan lays out the boss and exiting in style through the RWE universe. Elijah Morgan leaves Ryan Legacy laid out flat in the center of the ring. Legacy may need some help to get out of here. I don't even know if Legacy can stand on his own accord. We have a ref calling for doctors to help get Ryan Legacy to exit the ring. Legacy can barely even stand up on his own.
Hey, Castro, go crazy.
Yeah, so we gone, stop, we good, stop, chill, we on, scale, let's go, Domingo, let's go, take, let's go, set, let's roll, straightening, 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 yeah, straightening, 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 yeah. Don't none get straightening but straightening. Don't none get straightening but straightening. Don't none get straightening but straightening. You don't get shit straight, you don't straighten it. In this game, sit back, be patient. Niggas act like the game went vacant. Niggas act like some been taken. Ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening. Been kicking shit popping out daily. On the island, it's a movie I'm making. I'm counting the narrows with Robert De Niro. He telling them that you're amazing. Put that shit on. Nigga get shit on. I bought 2 whips and I put my bitch on. She put this wrist on. She fat the wrist, said it went rich and meal prone. Turn a pandemic into a pandemic. You know that's the shit that we on. Them niggas gon' pull up and L at this shit is together. Won't fuck with you, home. I don't do the fake kicking. There go a rocket, is taking it. It's a problem with you, then we straightening it. Swap out the cap, put a demon in it. Upgrade the band up, put fiends in it. I got some shooters you ain't seen with me. We're running shit back, I just seen tenant. We gonna get straight. Straightening, straightening, straightening. Yeah, straightening, straightening, straightening. Yeah, don't none get straightening but straightening. Don't none get straightening but straightening. Don't none get straightening but straightening. You don't get shit straight, you don't straighten it.
You don't get shit straight if you don't straighten it. No. On the set to sit back and watch patient. Do a trick with the stick, it's amazing. In the bando, chopping out bacon. Loads on like I'm starting in the Matrix. I keep the cookie like my grandma made it. I get the keys and the pounds and the babies. In the bricks came white like shady. Drive the Lambo through the avenue. Pretty little bit with an attitude. Give a shout out to them white boys. All white rolls look radical. Keep you a 5, don't let them take it. If they get charged, you gotta get straight. I got your op, I give them a facelift. My niggas lurking and spinning the day shift. I got them rat when you see me. Spin back to back, it's a repeat. Championship, it's a 3-piece. Shoot out the window like Drizzy and Freaky. I keep it on me, believe me. Yes, sir. I be up high where the trees be. I go and put on so much of this ice. They say don't touch me, you gon' freeze me.
Straightening, straightening, straightening. Yeah, straightening, straightening, straightening. Yeah, don't none get straightening but straightening. Don't none get straightening but straightening. Don't none get straightening but straightening. You don't get shit straight, you don't straighten.
Get my straightening. Automatic handgun like the Navy. I keep 100 round drum, ain't fading. Turn a nigga to a mummy with a pavement. Terminate him with the money, it was grave. Spin an op block, rock about baby. Made it talk stop, made it mama hate me. We were trapping at the spot, out the base. Tasmanian your devil, we spin on your block. Spin. I pop a perk and I'm going berserk. And I woke up and bought me a job. Like fuck it, straight to the point, I get straight to the straight. And your brother, he can't even walk. We gutted them, nobody talk. We gutted new color, then start to fall. New traveling and hustling, beat down the wall. On with the stepper, Northside rebel. No keep a Mac in the back of the Tesla. On with the gang, we can never be selfish. Watch how I dress, I'm the dripping professor. Saw the kill tech, then I bought a compressor. Time to press them, eat them for breakfast. Taught them a lesson, I'm never confessing. Never my message. Somebody
I saw you dancing in a crowded room. You look so happy when I'm not with you. But then you saw me, caught you by surprise. A single teardrop falling from your eye. I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when I run away. You could have asked me why I broke
Castro go crazy.
Yeah, we gone, stop, we good, chill, we on, scale, let's go, Domingo, let's go, take, let's go, set, let's roll.
No one steals the spotlight from Ryan Legacy. Elijah Morgan can't handle seeing me succeed. I'm gonna fight you on the grandest stage of them all, because there's one thing that's been killing me for the past 2 years, and that's that I haven't been able to beat you. Freaking off Henry Storm off the bat, and Henry Storm immediately with a super kick to Brian. Here comes David Mike Super, and Henry Storm with the assist. Leon Matota has won the Royal Rumble. Bishop from the top of the pod. Bishop is going to WrestleMania. I dare you to step into that ring with me, with Mr. WrestleMania.
Straightening, yeah, straightening, yeah. Don't not get strained but straightening. Don't not get strained but straightening. Don't not get strained but straightening. You don't get shit straight, you don't straighten it.